Hello, it is Michael Linson of Smart Classroom Management. And today I want to go over the 10 steps you need in order to transform the difficult students in your classroom. Whether you have one student or 5 students or 8 students, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the grade level or how challenging they are. If they're a regular education student, these 10 will do wonders for them. But I do want to say that it is it's a start. It's a great start and a powerful start. And for a lot of students, this is all you need. But I do want to let you know that once these are implemented, these steps are implemented, there are other things that you can do that we will cover in future videos. I also want you to know that the most common way that difficult students are dealt with, the strategies that are implemented with challenging students on really most, if not all, classrooms and schools for decades is actually making those students worse. It's not helping. Now, sometimes those strategies can get you through the day, and we'll talk about that, or get you through an hour, but long term, they're bad for those students. Our job is to, as teachers, we want to impact students for a lifetime. We want to make permanent change. And so this is about permanent change. Some of these things may be new to you. They may be counterintuitive. They may make you feel uncomfortable, but they really work. I've been doing this for more than 30 years. I was the founder of Smart Classroom Management back in 2009. We have 800 articles written about managing classrooms, and teachers and school districts around the world using our methods. 8 books on the topic, and these, what I'm going to show you, are the very best for difficult students. And again, they're the start of it. But we're going to go through, and what we're doing is, again, we're making a change, an intrinsic change. So what we're doing is we are precipitating the student themselves of their own volition, choosing to make better decisions and to have a different perception of themselves. A lot of these students have extremely low self-worth, and we've done that as adults. The way we've dealt with these students, we've really hurt them. And so what we want to do is we want to improve their self-worth and get them believing that they aren't who we've all been telling them they are based on our strategies. Now, if that doesn't make sense at this moment, I think it will after I go through it. So let's get started. You'll notice that there are 4 X's, and these things you're going to stop immediately. And I think we should go over those 4 first, even though they're not in order. The first is rewards. So you're going to remove all rewards for these students for any reason, especially rewards in exchange for good behavior. Because what that does is that it really destroys the intrinsic desire to do of their own when you're doing that. There's a lot of science research shows that. That's the one reason. But the biggest reason is that they can look around their classroom and see that not everyone else is getting rewards like they do. And you're essentially telling them that they're different. You're giving them a prophecy to fulfill. You're different, and it tells them that they're not good enough to be treated like everyone else. And so you want to get rid of all rewards, prize boxes, really for everyone in the class, but especially for those difficult students. Second thing you're going to get rid of are behavior contracts. You're going to throw them away for the exact same reason. Just get rid of them entirely. If there's an IEP that says that they need these things, there's a way to deal with that. And it's something that we can discuss in a future video. But for now, just know that never create behavior contracts. They're an absolute disaster for those kids for a lot of reasons, again, which we'll cover. And I want you to know, of all the articles on our website, smartclassroommanagement.com, we've covered all of these in detail. So if you want to read more about the SCM way and the reason why we don't want behavior contracts, you can go and do that. Otherwise, it's something we can cover in a future video. Number 8 says time. So we're going to stop spending any more time or giving any more attention to those students than anyone else in the class. And you may be saying, well, I have to because they're misbehaving, blah, 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 blah. We'll deal with that in a moment. But just know that you have to stop that for the same reason that we don't want them believing that they are different, that there's something wrong with them. We don't want to give them more of that label. So we're trying to remove those labels of being a challenging and difficult student. And when we're constantly looking at them, constantly giving them dirty looks, constantly reminding them, constantly telling them this and that and lecturing and all this kind of stuff, we are labeling them as difficult. And so they behave congruent with that. And so we have to remove that. All of that damage that has been done to them over the years by the adults in their life, including teachers, we have to reverse all of that. Okay? So you're not going to spend more time or attention on them. And that kind of brings us to number 10. You're not going to pull them aside anymore. Never. You're never going to pull them aside to give them false praise, to question them, to lecture them, to scold them, anything at all. You're not going to whisper things to them or baby talk with them or pat them on the back or throw them a parade or anything like that. You're going to stop pulling them aside and you're going to start treating them like a valuable member of your class. Okay? So those 4, get rid of them immediately. Number 3, your relationship with them is going to be the same relationship you have with the whole class. So you must remove any friction you have with them. You may not and cannot lecture them anymore. You're not going to glare at them. You're not going to anything negative. You're going to remove all friction so you can have a positive relationship with them. You don't want to create resentment, because when you do that, then it weakens accountability. It weakens their accountability. It weakens them taking responsibility. And what it does is it causes them to blame you. And so you have to have a really good relationship with those students, but it's built on your relationship with the whole class. You're not going to work one-on-one with that student or any other student as far as building rapport. Strong rapport happens when you have a relationship with the entire class as a whole. This is another topic. We're going to hit a lot of topics that we probably need to discuss in future videos. But just know that your relationship with them must be the same as everyone else. Okay? So again, no negativity whatsoever. You're going to let your classroom management plan take care of accountability. You're not going to do it with your words. It's hurtful. It's unfair, it's wrong, and it just holds them back. That's all it does. One thing, I put this as number 4 just because it's really helpful to pretend as if every single day you're going to pretend that those students, when you see them, that they are just like your best students in your class. That's how you want to treat them, just like you would the students that you're really excited to see in the morning. And this is a choice you make. You choose to like them. You choose to like your students. You really can do that. And it's going to be much easier if you follow all 10 of these. It's going to be a lot easier to have those positive relationships with those challenging students, which is really critical, again, for their long-term success and your happiness and enjoyment teaching your class. Praise. This is a really important one. These kids have been subject to so much false manipulative praise in order to get them to behave that not only has it never had any meaning to begin with, to praise them for common expectations like pushing in their chair or not interrupting for 10 minutes. Those aren't praiseworthy behaviors. Those are things that, again, you're telling them that you're different because you don't praise anyone else like that, number one. And number two, again, it's dishonest. And anything dishonest is hurtful. And so what you're going to do is you're going to wait and only praise. You're going to have enough integrity to only praise for things that they have earned, that it's truly worthy of it. So for example, if I see a challenging student that I have, and let's say he or she has a good afternoon, it's not enough. They're not showing any kind of true change yet. Now, you may walk by and give them a fist bump or something, but it's not going to be praise. You're not going to. The fist bump is only like I'm with you. We're going to talk about that here in a second with number 9. But just know that you're only going to praise if they prove that they've made some change, that they've leveled up. And it may be 2 or 3 days. But the key is, and here's where the kind of the magic is, you're praising them when they've already, they're already feeling that they are improving. And all you're doing is acknowledging it. Yes, I see it too. So they should feel it on the inside. I'm doing better. I know I'm doing better. And you want to let them sit with that because it's really healthy for them. And that's what gets those intrinsic motivational engines moving. So let them feel that. And then when you come up and praise them and it comes from someone they like and admire, it just reinforces its truth. It reinforces, again, you're being honest with them. You're telling them a fact. And by the way, it's not going to be an over-the-top thing. You're not going to, put your arm around their shoulders and make a big deal out of it, which is condescending. You're just going to acknowledge it again. Maybe a fist bump. Maybe, hey, I notice you. I see how you're doing. I appreciate you. Something like that. Nothing over the top. Just like that, it has profound meaning. That alone can be life-changing, incredibly impactful for kids. And it doesn't matter. I don't care how old they are, K through high school. These are going to work K through high school. Again, this is the start. This is the start, and for most, it's going to be a dramatic change. And even for the most challenging, and these are regular education, students who are in regular education, it's going to have a real profound effect on them. But there's more that we can do once this is in place that we can discuss in future videos. Okay, the accountability piece is you're going to hold this student accountable exactly like you do all of your students. So whatever your classroom management plan is, and you must have one, but whatever your classroom management plan is, You're going to consistently follow no matter who is misbehaving. Those rules and consequences have to apply to everyone. You can't have extra rules for this student or extra consequences for this student. You can't let their misbehavior go. You can't not hold them accountable because you're afraid to, or because you think they may react a certain way. And this accountability piece, there's a ton to it that we can discuss in future videos to make sure they understand, so they don't refuse to go to timeout, for example, or they don't throw a tantrum. All these kind of things can be avoided, but that's for a topic for a different day. But just know that your accountability has to be the same for everyone in the class. Number 7, only you, refers to stop sending them, and maybe I should have put an X here, but you're going to stop sending those students to someone else to manage their behavior. Stop sending them to the counselor, stop sending them to the office or to your principal. The reason is because it communicates loud and clear to that student and the rest of your class, especially if you have other difficult students, the buck doesn't stop with you. That there is a higher authority. You can't handle misbehavior in your classroom, so you need others to do it for you. The other problem is that when you send them to the counselor, 99 times out of 100, they're going to do the very things that are causing that student to misbehave even more. And every time you do it, then you have to start over again. And it makes it more difficult. So stop sending them out. The principal doesn't have any sort of magic tricks to make them behave and then send them back. Now, it's important to mention that if there is dangerous behavior, yes, you do need to call someone if there is dangerous behavior, if other students or you yourself are at risk. But you're going to document that, or the reason why you do that is to document it. But you want to be involved in the accountability process with that. Again, this is a topic for another day that we can go into what happens if there is a tantrum in your classroom. And by the way, there's articles on that, articles about everything you can imagine on the Smart Classroom Management website. But again, only you take care of misbehavior in your own classroom. It's going to be a lot easier, I want to mention, as long as you do all of these things and you have a classroom management plan that you consistently follow. And we have downloads of those on the Smart Classroom Management website. I don't want to keep referring to it, but I do want you to know if you need that. But as long as you do those things and these things, it's just going to be so much easier to manage that behavior. Okay, we talked about, and we're not going to spend extra time with them. The check-in I mentioned before, sometimes through this process, when you kind of stop all of this and you're going to remove yourself and you're not going to have all these interactions with this student, through it all, and as they start improving, and perhaps you're not yet or not quite ready to give them certain praise, or you gave them some praise and you're waiting for them to level up again, it's okay, as you would all of your students, it's okay to walk by them, make eye contact, and give them a fist bump. Believe it or not, this says so many things. This communicates so much. It tells this student that you see them, you know what they're going through, what this all means, what's going on inside, and that you're with them. You're right beside them. And again, believe it or not, if you do all this stuff and you go by like this, they're going to be real quiet, a lot going on in their head, things going on in their head and their heart they've never experienced before. Because again, you're taking this, what's been really messed up. Psychologically, we've really screwed these kids up. And when you start fixing it and they become calmer, you want to let them know, hey, I get it, and I'm with you. And as time goes on, um, you you'll even have discussions with that student just like you would talk to any student, no strings attached, about where they were and how great things are going. But that's not going to happen off the bat. So checking in, yeah, pulling aside, we're going to remember that. And that's it. If you implement these 10, it's going to make a really big impact on all of your students. Some students you'll see improvement right away, but others it'll take some time. But just know that this is the best thing you can do for those students. No matter how long it takes, you have to be willing to do it for them and their future. And they will do better. They'll do a lot better. And those students who maybe there are some after this, maybe there are some behaviors that come up, there is more that we can do to enhance this that we'll cover in future videos. But if you have any questions about any of these in particular, anything that you want me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment below and I'll make sure that I do that. If you have problems with some of these things that I'm saying, I know it's really counterintuitive, please go to the website and read about those things, and so you can see sort of on a deeper level the reason why we do these things, and all the proof and how long we've been doing it and all that kind of stuff is all there on the website. In the meantime, if you like this video and you find it helpful, please share it with others. And also, this is a brand new YouTube channel. I've been doing this a long time. Smart Classroom Management has been in business for 16 years now, and I thought it was high time we started a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I would appreciate that also. And I'll see you next time.